everyone, my name is Ria Carroll and I'm the owner of one of the UK's most popular prom shops, RiRi's. We've been around for 10 years, we're in Billericay in Essex and we are all things prom and bridal. Actually, we do have a bridal shop too. And we are here bringing you the world's first ever prom podcast. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of RiRi's Promcast. Today we have a very, very special guest. I think probably the most special of all, the most important and the most influential in my life especially, my madre, my mum, Annette Carroll. Welcome to the show.
Wow, brilliant.
How are you?
Oh, fine.
Good? You've been waiting around all day?
I have, yeah, but then I'm always last.
So my mum and dad have been hugely influential in the last 10 years of me having my business. Obviously, at the beginning, I knew absolutely nothing about running my own business. And my dad was definitely key in throwing me into the deep end with agreeing to take the shop on for me.
Yeah.
He definitely helped me with my finances at some points when I had no money and I had to borrow some more. He knows about business and accounts and that side of things. And actually, Dad would come on every single buying trip with me, didn't he? Until about 3 years ago, until Lucy started coming on the buying trip. So my dad's been there through thick and thin. But my mum has been with me from day dot, getting the shop ready for opening, because we opened in 4 weeks.
Painting, decorating.
Yeah. My mum actually does so much more DIY than my dad. My dad is useless. Like rubbish. So my mum comes in and does so much. And my mum's been with me working in the shop for the first 3 or 4 years. It was just me and my mum.
Yeah.
So we had a little junior, Natasha. She was my neighbour. She'd grown up on our road. I actually used to do beauty before I had the shop. But when I got the shop, my sideline was spray tans and eyelashes. So what I used to do to try and bring in a little bit extra money and keep things ticking over was I would go in at like 8 in the morning. I would do from 8 till 9, 9 till 10 eyelashes, so 2 people's eyelashes, open at 10, work till 5, and then I'd do 4 more people's eyelashes after work every day, 7 days a week, just to keep the money coming in. So working 7 days a week, really long hours. And then obviously Mum was coming in, working with me in the shop. I don't really know how we got through it the first few years, but luckily, once we got the shop, obviously I was still living at home with my then boyfriend.
You wanted to get it ready for we had a Billericay market, and you wanted to get it ready for the
that was it.
Market opening day, and so Kathy and Bill come over and we was all doing things and really working hard. And
we had 4 weeks of getting it together. And actually,
it was less.
I had designers coming over to the house. Yeah. And your living room was basically like a dress shop. We had rails and rails. Yeah. We had Boop come from one of my designers, and he showed me the prom dress collection in your living room.
I was very proud of you when you started doing that, as I still am now. But yes, that was the beginning of an adventure.
And then quite soon after we opened, I remember we got our prom dress collection in. We opened in November, prom dress collection came in February, and then we quite quickly sort of went down the prom route. I started getting pageant girls coming in, and it was when the pageant girls started coming to me, I was like, what are these pageants you're talking about? And they're like, well, you need a company to sponsor you, and you need to have a really nice dress. And I was like, well, I have both of those things. So I entered into some pageants, Miss Earth, Miss Universe, and a couple other pageants, and ended up finding my way through all the rounds and being picked as Miss England to go to China in one of the pageants as Miss England.
For 3 weeks.
For 3 whole weeks.
And everybody was excited. We were all proud and excited. I was smiling, only to find out that, oh, Mum, you're going to be in the shop for 3 weeks on your own.
Yeah, that was absolutely... calling me from China, Ria, what do we do? How do I do this till malarkey again?
It was worse when we got to the airport. She'd taken so many dresses with her.
Oh my God, my bill.
We went with
luggage.
her only to find out that George had this enormous amount of money to pay on the excess luggage. It was ridiculous.
I definitely took too many dresses. Although I actually took some dresses with me to China on the basis that I knew some of the girls wouldn't have such nice dresses. And a few of the girls actually ended up buying dresses and wearing them in the finals. So it was a great little marketing tool.
And one of your dresses won the final dress, didn't it?
It did. I wasn't even wearing it. One of the other girls was wearing it.
That's a shame. Yeah.
Actually, the dress that I had was a couture Giovanni dress. And 2 days before I left, we'd only been in business a short amount of time, so any sale that I got at that point, I was desperate to keep. I wasn't going to be saying no to this sale. She ended up buying this dress and taking it away from the shop, and then I had to get another dress to wear for China quite last minute, and it didn't quite cut the mustard, in my opinion.
We did very well. We did really, really well. I was very proud of you at that time.
But yeah, we've
Really
been through
was.
it, haven't we? Can you remember any stories that stick in your mind?
No, stories of mine is that you did very well, and I'm very proud of you. But you've had it in my books very easy. You've had it luxurious because I was in retail and I was in market. Yeah. Selling girls stuff in the market, and we had rain and wind, 6 o'clock putting the stalls together.
Oh God, no thank you.
Unhappy people coming bringing their stuff back. You change it on a sensible ways. I haven't worn it, covered in stains. You're not changing it. Sorry, no way am I changing that. Okay, I'm going to go home and get my husband. Well, get me one then, because I haven't got one. So you've had it. Wonderful.
Maybe that's what I should say to the customers about their husbands. Possibly.
Yeah, you could, couldn't you? Now you could.
Can you find me one, please?
Yeah, that's right. But you've done very well. I mean, when we had the first shop, we knew it was wonderful, and we thought we'd be there forever. But when she went to get this one, I did say, don't do it.
Yeah.
I was worried because I thought it was working there. We was getting good recommendations.
Super busy.
Well, we
were too busy, and that's exactly why we did expand, because this shop is actually 7 times bigger than my previous shop.
But I was worried, and I did say, don't do it. Don't do it. It might give you grief. But I was wrong. It was wrong, and you've made a great success of it. But now I like the shop as the wedding shop, and I think the wedding shop needs more time spent on it, because there's so much time of yours spent in here. I know that. But we've got to put more time into that as well, because it's still a beautiful shop.
Absolutely. I didn't realise when I signed the lease that it was 3 weeks before the first lockdown. So I then had 2 high street stores to pay for basically 2 years without any customers. And we got into the store, obviously it was empty, we were all in lockdown, and when we were allowed to, I ended up doing about an £80,000 refurb, because this used to actually be a Clark's shop. And it was like,
get my shoes from here.
You did used to get your shoes from here, but it was also like living in a massive, great big bogey, because everything was that like funny sage green colour. Do you remember all the walls was like that green? So we had a huge refurb to do. All the walls were like bare brick, but not bare brick that you want to use. So I basically spent quite a bit of the money that I had in my bank to do the refurb, to make it look this amazing. And then we still wasn't opening. So I was running out of money. I was trying to pay my rent, because obviously the landlords were still getting 100% of their rent, even though we weren't selling any dresses. We finally did our refurb, and we got to the point where we were about to open, and then we got robbed. We had the 3 ladies come into the shop and basically take £8,000 worth of stock. A couple of weeks after that, I broke up with my then fiance.
Oh, you mean the one I'd had for 3 years?
No, the different one.
Oh, it was a different one.
Awkward. So I then broke up got robbed. I basically had no money, nearly lost my business, got robbed, broke up with my fiance, and then 4 days later we had to go to Harrogate, because we were just opening my new bridal store, and I had to buy my whole bridal collection, which was like going to look at wedding dresses when you know you're not going to get married. And actually at that point I hadn't even, got the dress. I think I'd actually bought 3 dresses at that point.
You had?
Because we'd gone wedding dress shopping, and I couldn't find something I liked, so I ended up buying sale ones. It was at the point where I was like, I'm really, really not very happy right now. And then I was so unwell from all of that stress, I actually missed the launch. Remember, I didn't come in for the first week. I missed the press launch. I wasn't even here for the opening. And I thought, wow, my life is pretty terrible right now. That was like the lowest time in my life, until a year on, I get back with my boyfriend, ex-fiance, have a baby that I didn't plan. And then I was like, wow, actually I thought running a business was the hardest thing anyone could ever do. I take my hat off to mums, because it is so incredibly hard. And I can't believe people have children and then go, oh, should we have another one? Yeah, that sounds like fun, because it's so incredibly hard. I just don't know how people have 5 children. Obviously, I'm running a business. I work 7 days a week. So my life is pretty hectic. But I take my hat off to mums, and obviously we deal with mums and daughters all the time here. Obviously, River's now 2 years old. I went through really, really bad postnatal depression. Everything was pretty all doom and gloom.
Yeah, it was, darling.
We had our designer, do you remember, that went underground. I had maternity cover to help me, obviously, because I had a 3-month-old baby. And then I had this designer that caused so many shops in the UK loads of problems. I had probably near 100 orders that was yet to be fulfilled, and they weren't arriving. And I had about 10 shops calling me, have you heard from this designer? We can't get hold of them. We don't know if our dresses are coming. It was just way too much, obviously, with a baby and me not knowing if I could fulfill my prom girls' orders. I had to call all of my customers, come in and say, I'm so sorry. I've never been in this situation. I don't know what's going on. I think it's best at this stage if you can just come in and pick a backup dress. Some dresses arrived. They didn't look anything like the original dress that we had as a sample. The dresses that did arrive were the wrong sizes. They weren't fitting right. They were too big, too small, couldn't be altered. It was horrendous.
It was, but we got through it. We got through it, and I got to say some of the mums at that time were particularly very special mums.
I've got to say a big thank you, because
I remember that they were very, very sympathetic to you, and
we didn't get one bad review that year.
No, we didn't.
I'm really proud that we didn't get one bad review that year, because it could have been so bad. But I just remember thinking, you're only as good as your own reputation, and even though this designer could have basically ruined my business, we managed to make sure that everyone was happy.
We did, and as I say, there was some. I think, generally speaking, the mums and the daughters that come in are actually very lovely. The girls are excited about it's their prom. They're 16, and the mums are excited for them. And I think most of them are really, yes, the majority of them are really lovely mums and daughters.
Absolutely, we got.
And how it gets on with you and I is that they look to you when we're doing selling. They look to you because you're young and it's your shop, but it's the mums that I get on with very well, because while they're in the room changing, we're like, that's too low, don't like that. So I come out and say, oh, let's try something else a bit different. So it's a nice, it works well with mums and daughters. And funny enough, as soon as I have the same little chat with them when they come in, but what I always say to them is, RiRi's is Ria, who's her over there, or
she's a drama queen.
Yeah.
Hear that every day.
Yeah, quite often I do. And I say, and I'm Ria's mum. And they always go, oh, are you? Oh, that's nice. And it goes from there for chit-chatty. So I think all along, really, I can't remember of anyone. Well, yeah, I can, just one. But one out of 10 years that was really not very nice at all. So I think you've been lucky, and I'm very proud of what you've done. I really am. Daddy is too. You've got lovely staff as well. I've got to say that
we're blessed with really good team. We
not
all
just now, even the girls that have come and left.
Absolutely.
When we started in the other shop and we had these different girls with us helping us, they were brilliant. You know, Jenna's and George, Bev, they were lovely. We really was. And now we've got another lot of staff with us, which are smashing, and Lucy, of course, definitely. So you've been lucky all around. You really have been lucky.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so you should appreciate us all.
Oh, you know what? I do appreciate you all so much. I couldn't have got to where I am without you. It's been a long, very uppy and downy, 10 years, and I'm so proud of where we've all got to.
And that's why I'm glad we had that 10-year get together.
Birthday, yeah.
The birthday 10 year was great. I don't even want to think about 10 years time. I'm going to be 85.
Well, River will be serving teas in 10 years.
Yeah,
so
we'll be changing spots then. Yeah. God.
Because my daughter now is 2 years old, and the bridal is actually called River's Bridal after my daughter River. And she, thank God, is just turned to the age where I can communicate with her, and she loves dressing up.
Oh, she's beautiful.
So I've now recently brought her in to play dress up, and she knows every Disney princess. So she comes in and she runs up to the yellow dress, like Belle's dress, and then Elsa's dress. Yeah. And I've put her in a few dresses. Obviously they're way too big. I put it on the box, and you can just see a little face light up. The videos are on my Instagram, by the way, and they're super cute. So now I actually have River to hopefully pass on my business to one day. I know it's a long way in the future. Obviously I work with my mum, My dad helps with the business side of things.
And your sister.
My sister works in the shop, and my niece has worked, and now my youngest niece is going to be joining us this year.
So it's very family, and it's
huge,
nice that way.
It's a huge,
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, Lucy's niece. It's a huge family effort here, and it's really nice that we all get to spend so much time together. On Sundays, Mum comes in, and I normally come in, hence why I've worn this today. This is like my comfortable get up, and actually I'm wearing your flip-flops. Well, they're not your flip-flops.
Don't say they're mine. No, they're not mine.
So yeah, this is my lazy Sundays, because obviously we work 7 days a week and I don't get weekends off. I do like to go out on a Saturday, have a little drink, and Sundays are quite hungover, so I normally come to work in my pyjamas.
And then comes home with me because George, her dad, is at home cooking the Sunday dinner. We walk in smelling the Sunday dinner.
Perfect.
And then you eat, and then you fly off again.
Yeah.
But at least that's nice. That works out nice on a Sunday.
So yeah, it's been a fun 10 years. We've loved working with each other.
Yeah,
actually,
absolutely.
on some occasions, most occasions.
Well, I don't always agree with you. No, I don't always agree with you. Sometimes you take notice, sometimes you don't, but that's exactly how it should be.
Mum always works on Sundays, so if any of you are coming to us in the future and you come on a Sunday, you might be helped by my mother. And actually, quite a lot of you probably would have been served by my mum over the years if you're watching this and you've been with us before.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on. You're a very important guest to me, and I love you very much, Mummy. I know that doesn't sound very
Look forward to the next 10 years. Ta-da!
Yes, 85. 84?
Do we have to say that?
Okay. She'll be 85. That's really old. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in today, and we will catch you on another episode. Bye. So that brings us to the end of our 6-part mini-series of RiRi's Promcast. We hope this little series has helped you be a little bit more confident about what to expect on your prom dress journey. We've told you some highs, some lows, some do's, some don'ts. You've met my team, you've met Lois, you've met my mum, and we look forward to seeing you in our next series. And if we don't see you in the next series, we hope to see you in the shop sometime soon. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you another time.